We are going to be proceeding under is a state statute which was passed in 1997, which provides for community living arrangements for disabled people, for handicapped people, for people with mental or retardation issues, and for intermediate health facilities, such as when people get discharged from a hospital, they go to rehab for a number of weeks and then go home after that. This statute, which I will give you a copy of, and a memo which discusses it and its history, was amended in '97 to make it very broad and inclusive, and says that a community living facility has to be treated in a town as if it were a single-family dwelling. So this is driven by the Federal Fair Housing Act and the American with Disabilities Act. And those statutes clearly define people with an alcohol addiction or a drug addiction as being disabled. We expect that the opposition and some of the neighbors are going to be very unhappy with this result. But this has always been there since '97, and we are avoiding, as Phil said, that very divisive, long process of trying to get a zoning amendment, because we don't need it for 8 beds. And the opponents also are talking about spot zoning. It's no longer on the table. They were talking about a precedent, and this has been there since '97 and sitting in the background. And so we finally decided we needed to take advantage.
In some respects, it may well be a realistic thing to look at. But I was just curious in my own mind, and apparently it's true. Do the members of the LLC feel comfortable doing an end run around the community?
I can't speak for the members of the LLC. I'm one.
Yeah, well,
I'm comfortable because I see it as a win-win solution, not as an end run. The single biggest issue that the community has raised, and I understood it, has been the spot zoning issue, and it's been addressed in such a way that that's off the table. There are concerns about traffic, etc., noise. You go from 12 to 8, by definition, it's less. You still have, and you know, the community has always said they like McLean. Well, it's still McLean, and it's still going to be the same high-quality program. So at least from this investor's point of view, I'm very comfortable with it.
If you look at the organization, was called Citizens of Camden for Responsible Zoning, and they were wearing campaign buttons that said no spot zoning. And so zoning was evidently the main bone of contention, and we've taken that off the table. I mean, the comments of the select board members when they voted, it was 90% of it was zoning and zoning related. So I don't see it as an end run. We've heard it and we've taken it off the table.
That's fair enough. I didn't say that as a condemnation. In fact, I was somewhat, I'll have to digest it all, but I was somewhat swayed by doing it this way. I think you're 100% right. It takes off it takes away the potential of a zone of an impact on the zoning ordinance.
I mean, not everybody will see it as objectively as you are, but not everybody is objective.
That's why I asked.